It's 9:05 at 97.5 Glory FM. Welcome once again to the Saturday Morning Sports Show. I'm Mike Wofford with you until 10 o'clock this morning. We talk high school, college, and pro sports on the local scene. We'll talk about last night's high school football games. Look ahead to today's college football action with Georgia Tech and Georgia playing this evening. Georgia State has the weekend off. They return to play next week here on 97.5 Glory FM. We'll also talk about the NFL and the Atlanta Falcons, which play tomorrow. All the details right here on the Saturday Morning Sports Show on 97.5 Glory FM. Let's get things on for high school football from last night. The game you heard right here on 97.5 Glory FM, one of those exciting games you could ever hear. It came down to the last play of the ball game with Oconee County edging by Cherokee Bluff, 28-24 the final score, as the Warriors came down and scored with less than 30 seconds, about less than a minute to go in the ball game. And then it was Cherokee Bluff coming downfield on the last play of the ball game. They completed a long pass, and then the ball was fumbled at the goal line, and Oconee County recovers the ball in the end zone. If the Bluff could have gotten that, they would have won the football game, but instead Oconee County comes up with a victory 28-24. Cooper Dean had two great touchdown passes there in the fourth quarter, played for that third and fourth quarter, as he hit one to Huddy Kemp, then one coming out of the backfield to Jackson Perkle, and then hit the long pass there, but they were not going to get to the goal line, so he started doing the little lateral here and there, and could not make it work, and the Bears fall. What an exciting ball game, 28-24, with Oconee County coming out on top in that game. Also in Region AAA play, it was the Monroe Area Purple Hurricanes. They were victorious over East Hall, 38-28. It was Jefferson downing West Hall, 49-6, the final in that one. Turning to Region 6 AAA play, a very impressive win for North Hall last night on the road in Jasper. They defeat the Dragons 38-0 in a battle of unbeatens last night. North Hall now tied with Greater Atlanta Christian for first place in that region, as GAC won their game against Dawson County 21-14 in a close ball game at Tiger Stadium. Also last night it was Chestatee shutting out Johnson 69-0 for the War Eagles' first region win of the season. They're now 3-3 on the year. And also last night it was Lubkin County with a big second half after being tied with White County at halftime, 14-14. They go on for a 45-14 win over the White County Warriors from last night. Also, Gainesville, they celebrate homecoming with a 55-0 win over the Johns Creek Gladiators, and it was Riverside Prep falling to Lakeview Academy as the Lions defeat the Eagles last night in that crosstown GIAA matchup from last night. We'll tell you more about all the local high school football games coming up here on 97.5 Glory FM as you're tuned to the Saturday Morning Sports Show.
Summer heat is here in North Georgia, and Conditioned Air Systems is here for you. With 24/7 service for your air conditioning and plumbing repair needs, we will keep you cool, comfortable, and dry all summer long. Our family and team have been delivering reliable quality service for HVAC and plumbing when you need it for over 45 years. Give Conditioned Air Systems a call at 1-800-AC-REPAIR.
Injuries are never planned and often happen after hours or over the weekend. That's why NGPG Orthopedic and Sports Medicine offers the Black and Blue Walk-In Clinic for injured athletes every Monday morning in their offices in Gainesville, Brazelton, Buford, Bushton, and Jefferson. No need to call. Just walk right in between 8:30 and 11:30 on Monday mornings, and one of their sports medicine and orthopedic doctors will be there to help identify, treat, and care for your injury. To learn more, you may visit ngpg.org/blackandblue.
And back to the Saturday Morning Sports Show on 97.5 Glory FM. Mike Warford with you. There was one football game played back on Thursday night as it was Flying Branch defeating East Forsyth on the road 38-19. A big Region 8 Quad A win for the Falcons. And joining us this morning is Assistant Coach John Thompson on the phone with us. Hey, John.
Morning, Mike. How you doing?
I'm great, brother. How are you?
Glad to have an open week right now.
Well, you had to kick off the weekend early for everybody, so you had a short week to prepare for East Forsyth.
We did, and the kids kids did a good job handling it. We felt like, as a staff, it could be a trap game for us because, our kids played so physical and emotionally the week before to get that upset win over East Side at home and everything. But, we had to go back to work, and the open week's coming at a good time. We're a little banged up, which is expected with high school kids at the midway point. But we got through it and was able to come out with a win against a good East Forsyth football team.
Well, you started out strong, John, jumping out to a 17-0 first quarter lead. And it just showed that the first drive that you had almost went 8 minutes. And that was something that really set the tone for the entire ball game.
It did. And, we had in the first half, we had an 8-minute drive, almost 8-minute drive, a little over a 4-minute drive, and a 1-minute drive to cap off the 17-0 points we scored early on.
And two, the way getting those 3 turnovers from each side, that's something unusual for them, but I think it was helped out by what y'all did.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the defense is getting better and better and better. I mean, Coach Head and his staff, those kids, they're flying around and they're playing hard and everything. The defense played extremely well, and then we put our young kids in the fourth quarter, to give them a chance to get some Friday night experience, because some of those guys are going to have to step up and play for us next year. Mm-hmm. And some of them had a few little deer in the headlight looks, but they played hard and got a little experience, and East Forsyth was able to capitalize on 1 or 2 missed assignments, and it was just a good teaching point for those young kids for us to teach them, going forward what we need to do.
Well, what was impressive too, John, with the Falcons winning back on Thursday night over East Forsyth was how the line of scrimmage was able to do such a great job against the Broncos.
Yeah, the O-line played well. Coach Tyler Perry does a great job with our O-line, and these guys, they're well coached, and it shows. They've done a complete turnaround. They might be the one group that's had the biggest turnaround from last year. We talked about flipping the script. Those young men have flipped the script and really played well this year. But they're well coached too by Coach Perry, and those guys love Coach Perry. And when the O-linemen love their O-line coach, they're going to play hard.
Oh, no doubt about that. And of course, another great game by Griffin.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Thursday night, Brett was 14 for 21 for 148 yards and a passing TD. He had 16 carries for 48 runs for 48 yards and 2 TDs. Griff had 13 carries for 67 yards and 1 touchdown. And one of those runs was an unbelievable run. I mean, he jump cut about 3 or 4 times in open field and eluded the defender and took it to the house. So he had another good game. He played well on defense for us. Trey had 7 catches, 131 yards and a touchdown. So, I mean, we didn't throw the ball a whole lot, but we did run the ball. And I'll tell you one thing, Trey, we threw a little screen pass to Trey. He ends up skipping from it. And that joker didn't give up on it. He went straight to the ball, scooped, and took it 12 yards for a touchdown.
I'll tell you, also Griffin had a big fumble recovery also, which stopped the drive for them, which could really change the tone in the first half.
Absolutely. I mean, Griff was right there and recovered that ball for us and gave us good field position. I tell you what, Griffin Harper's just a warrior. He's a great football player. He's a great kid coach. He's fun to be around. The funny thing about Griff is he doesn't talk a whole lot, but when he does talk, he's got a lot of good one-liners that keep you cracking up.
That's what you're going to do for the off week?
Well, we're going to go back to work. We're going to heal up and everything, and we're going to give them Monday off. Coaches will do some work, and then we'll practice Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and give them Friday off, and then come back in the next Sunday. Coaches will, finalize the game plan and try to get ready for Madison County. And Madison County, we got to go to Madison, and they are a very physical football team. They're very good, both on both sides of the ball. Offensively, you know, they run, you know, the veer. They'll rush midline, inside, outside veer, the wing tee stuff. So we've got to really home in on our assignments defense because it's assignment football, and then we got to be able to move the football offensively. And then we are back on the road at Walnut Grove after that. You know, Walnut Grove's having a great year. That's going to be a tough physical ball game, and then we'll come home and finish up with North Oconee and Cedar Shoals at home.
Yeah, it's going to be over before you know it. 4 games left on the schedule for the Falcons. Last 2 games he mentioned on October 24 and 31st. Last 2 get home games for the Falcons at home this season. All right, buddy, enjoy your week off. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it.
I appreciate, Mike, everything you do for high school sports, and y'all have a great weekend, and talk to you soon.
All right, come see us, okay?
Yes, sir. Take care.
Appreciate it much, John Thompson, assistant coach for Coach Michael Perry and the Firebrands Falcons as they win back on Thursday night by a final score of 38-19 over the East Forsyth Broncos in region play. East Forsyth falling, and the Firebrands now undefeated in region play with that off week coming up this week. It's going to be a light week this upcoming week with a lot of teams off that first Friday night in October with the home stretch coming up. We got much more for you coming up next here on the Saturday Morning Sports Show on 97.5 Glory FM.
At Jackson EMC, innovation is an ongoing cycle, a process without a beginning or an end, where one idea leads to the next. Solar power, electric vehicle programs, energy-efficient right choice homes, automated switch technology. What we do as an industry is vital. We keep communities powered. So we must always have an eye on the future. Jackson EMC, innovation for today, innovation for tomorrow.
This is Matt Nix, president of Duplicating Products. Our local business has served Northeast Georgia with trusted office equipment and local service support for over 50 years. We're proud to support high school football and proud to help businesses stay up and running with fast personal service. As the region's largest independent Canon, Ricoh, and HP dealer, we offer the industry's best equipment backed by real local people. When your copier or printer goes down, we're there fast. Visit duplicatingproducts.com. We're local and ready to serve you.
It's kickoff time, Gainesville, and Hardy Chevrolet has the winning lineup you've been waiting for. From rugged Silverados to family-ready SUVs, our inventory is stacked for every game. And customer service, it's always first string. Visit Hardy Chevrolet at 2115 Brownsbridge Road, Gainesville, Georgia. Hardy Chevrolet, where you're always part of the hometown team. Together, let's drive.
If you need to communicate to a lot of people, you need Gainesville Signs and Graphics. They are a full-service sign company. From consultation through construction, they'll handle all aspects of your sign needs. Political signs, banners, magnetics, monuments, subdivision and street signs, as well as vehicle and storefront graphics. So trust your sign needs to Gainesville Signs and Graphics. Check out their website at GainesvilleSignsandGraphics.com or call 770-533-5700.
97.5 Glory FM, your radio station for North Georgia sports. Let's go to the phones down and talk to Coach Josh Dibble, the head coach of the Gainesville High Red Elephants. They celebrate homecoming last night and a big shutout win over Johns Creek. Hey, Josh.
How you doing, Mike?
I'm blessed, man. How are you?
Well, to God be the glory, man. Got to wake up this morning. I'm actually just got a little breakfast. Headed to Rome, Georgia to watch my son play at Shorter, and they got homecoming today. And
all right.
Then, you know, get an opportunity to watch that matchup between Georgia and Alabama this afternoon, or tonight.
Yeah, so tell me, who's Shorter got?
Well, we got Chowan, so it's a conference game. So
yes, sir.
Sky and them are in the they're in the Carolina Conference, so it's a big opener for them. And they played really well last week, so they need to play well this week to give themselves a chance.
Yes, they do. And I tell you what, it's a new look for them in that conference. But tell you what, last night was a great time to celebrate at Gainesville High with homecoming there. And you took on a team that you and I talked about is just going in a different direction than your team is going. You're able just to dominate the entire ball game.
Yeah, they're struggling right now, man. Just, you know, I mean, like you and I talked about it on Thursday. And,
you feel for them.
You do. You really, really do. And, you know, that's a program 4 years ago where, I mean, they beat Gainesville, 5 years ago in the Corky Kell, the opening game.
Yep.
And so, I think it's, one of those deals to where, you just want your guys to come out and play at a high level. And we had a rain delay, so, the game got delayed for an hour, so we didn't even get to start. And I think when I walked off the field last night, and this is with a running clock, no stoppage of clock the second half, we walked off the field at 11 o'clock. So,
yep.
But, like I said, to God be the glory. It was a great victory for our program and for homecoming with everybody that got an opportunity to come back and kind of with, kind of took on the weather a little bit. And I appreciate everybody staying and being a part of the night.
Okay, again, it's a special night. They're always homecoming at games, so I hate that the parade was canceled. But, then the weather came in last night rather than coming on Thursday night. When the parade should have taken place. But tell me about really the importance of the second half for those young Elephants.
Yeah, man. And we knew this week there could be an opportunity if we go out there and take care of business that we could get a lot of guys opportunities to play and get evaluated even more at a mid part of the year to see how much better our development within our program has been in the last, 6 to 8 weeks. And we're able to see that because now you're trying to get guys ready to play by game 8, 9, or 10 playoffs that can come and help you that maybe early in the year weren't ready yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so those reps are valuable, and we were able to get, a lot of guys in the game and get them opportunities.
All right, before I let you go, I know you got to go. So tell me about the next ball game with Alabama, what we know about the Crimson Tide.
Well, they're just going to have to play good early. I think Georgia struggled last week playing good early. Alabama, I think they got to be able to run the football. If they can't run the football, I think it's going to be issues because, when you give Kirby and Shue and you give those guys an opportunity to know that, hey, you're going to throw the football around, they're going to pressure you and they're going to give you, they have an opportunity on the back end to, pick you and create turnovers. So, our guys just got to do a really good job at Alabama. We got to be good on defense. Got to make sure fundamentally sound tackling the football. And, with Gunnar Stockton, you got a 1+ run. So, I think they'll try to run him a little bit early to get them going. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a good one. Alabama's kind of got that edge as far as that mental edge a little bit of playing Georgia. And they just need to make sure they do some things early to kind of keep that edge.
He's the biggest fan when it comes to the Alabama besides J.C. Smith that I know here in town. So Josh Dillon, head coach of Gainesville High. Next week they got seconds. We'll talk to him then. But I appreciate it much. Have a great day. Go Hawks, okay?
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate you, brother. God bless you. Go Big Red.
Be blessed, man. Appreciate it very much. That is Coach Josh Dillon. His son plays for the Shorter Hawks up in Rome, who are now part of Conference Carolina. He says they celebrate homecoming. He's got a big homecoming weekend. His team winning last night over Johns Creek 55-0, and then gets a chance to see his son play. That's what it's all about, the family affair right here at 97.5 Glory FM. Up next, we'll talk about last night's game with North Hall and Pickens in Region 6 AAA with Jody Kenny and North Hall. That comes up next here on the Saturday Morning Sports Show on 97.5 Glory FM.
Siphon Logistics' commitment is to provide you, the customer, with on-time pickup and delivery every time. Members of the Siphon family have been in the transportation business since 1984. The Siphon Logistics transportation professionals are available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, providing maximum flexibility and options to produce the most successful shipping arrangements. Call Siphon Logistics at 770-287-8485 and take a look at their website at siphonlogistics.com.
Hey folks, this is Jeff Dale. Wanted to welcome you to Friday Night Football in North Georgia. The game is on tonight. I wanted you to know I'm in the game with an HVAC business called Optimum Mechanical. We specialize in residential and commercial HVAC. Service, replacement, new construction. Let us help you on your next project. Optimum Mechanical, 678-780-7251.
Ever feel like your house is just missing a little something? Custom window treatments can go a long way to making your house feel like a home. Call Millie's Drapery and Decorating today for the best in custom drapery, blinds, shades, and shutters. We can schedule for one of our designers to come out to your home, take measurements, and give you an estimate right there on site. That's Millie's Drapery and Decorating, 1732 Cleveland Highway in Gainesville, or give us a call at 770-532-3819.
Here I am on the road again, ready to pick up the kids from school, go by the grocery store, and do all the things a busy mother does. It's because I just left North Hall Tire and Wheel, where they made sure I was ready to go. They put on a fresh set of tires, checked the brakes, and even the battery. I know I can trust Mike and Matt and the guys at North Hall Tire and Wheel. They have everything you need, all the name brand tires at the best prices, and the service you need. They're on Cleveland Highway in Gainesville, so give them a call at 770-297-5308.
And back on the Saturday Morning Sports Show on 97.5 Glory FM. Now we go on location with Jody Kinney of North Hall High, talking about last night's game with North Hall and Pickens. Hey, Jody.
Morning, Mike. How are you?
I'm good. Been talking living the life, man. I'm telling you. You win a game last night in a big way, then you take a little vacation, right?
Well, yeah, got my annual family reunion, and this year it's at Red Top Mountain State Park. So about an hour and a half, we'll be getting together with all my cousins and
super
and uncles, and having a big potluck, and then go play golf with some of my cousins.
All right,
so,
way to go.
So, yep, do it every year. So it's just fortunately we have a family that likes to be around each other, and so
there you go. I love it.
Priority for fall.
There you go. That's number one priority. So talk about last night's ball game. Everybody's surprised with just how lopsided the score was. 38-0 for North Hall over Pickens, handing the Dragons their first loss of the season.
Well, I got to tell you a little backstory of something that happened this week. There's an Instagram account that, and it's some young fella that likes to put himself out as an expert in high school football, and someone asked him the question whether they thought Pickens could continue their winning streak against North Hall, and he said, well, he thought it was possible because, quote, North Hall's defense has, quote, been not so good this year. And that got plastered all over the field house. I mean, our coaches immediately printed it out, and our defense showed up mad, and it showed last night. They put together a really, really, really good defensive effort last night, despite the fact that Connor Harwood was out with a badly sprained ankle. So we had Noah Kemp the freshman Noah Kemp starting in his place, and he was frequently lined up on their best receiver, McCord Purdy, who is, maybe the best all-around athlete in the region.
That's saying a lot.
Well, I mean, he was like all-region wide receiver last year. Also does starts at cornerback for them. He's their kicker, and he can kick 40-plus yard field goals. He's like the shooting guard on their basketball team, which of course is like a top 5 team last year.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what else he plays. He held him in check. Picked off 2 passes last night. Held Pickens to under 220 yards, and 30 of that was on an accidental fake punt.
Oh, wow.
They had a bad snap, and our guys didn't realize it was a bad snap. And we got a return set up, so most of our guys had bailed out, and the punter took off.
Oh, wow. One thing I was impressed with last night, and I told Coach Pender, because he really had a learning experience last night going to Jasper and playing at Pickens with the Etowah officials and that kind of thing. I said, hey, everybody knows when you get off the bus, you're down 7-0 because you're facing adversity from that standpoint. He said, yeah, that's what I've heard, Mike. So how in the world did you get by with just a few penalties you did last night? It's something our guys have worked on, and we did have a little spate. We did have a little spate of them last. In fact, I think we had on the defense. There was one drive that the defense had 35 yards in penalties on 3 consecutive plays. Okay, there you go. That's expected.
two defensive pass interferences and offsides. Just back to back to back, and so just moved them right down the field.
So how'd you keep them from even getting in field goal range then, Jody?
Well, they did attempt one field goal, and Purdy pulled it to the left on the last play of the half.
Wow.
But that was.
So tell me about how was the field conditions last night? Because I know I've heard the horror stories about their field. It's a beautiful field, they say, beautiful location where they got it now in Jasper, but they say the turf is so short that it gets wet like it was last night. It's just slick as glass.
Well, fortunately, it didn't rain much before the game.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Over there. I mean, there were some showers and everything, but it was a little damp, but it wasn't as slick as advertised.
Okay.
It started getting a little slick at night toward the end of the game, just mainly because of the condensation. You know,
sure.
the table me and my stat crew were working at was damp.
I can imagine. Yes.
And so our guys were ready for it, and the good news on the flip side is there's not much of a crown on that field.
No, sure.
So you're not running on the side of a hill with it slick. So it really didn't play much of a factor.
So another great night by Alex Sleeman, and 15 for 20.
Mm-hmm. 15 for 20, 200 yards. I mean, they were dead set that they were not going to give him time to throw it deep. So,
you don't have to.
And we expected him. Their MO has been to blitz. They didn't really blitz as last year like we thought they would, and that didn't work out so well for them. So they went back to doing what they're doing, and they came after him and got a few sacks on us, but and pressured him a lot. But we really made him pay with screens.
Well, what you made him pay for? You had a couple of guys who had been out with injuries that were back last night.
Yeah, on offense, that was kind of the big story. Wyatt Tomlin was finally back, and
is he 100% though, Jody?
What was that?
Is he 100%?
He didn't. He's wearing a brace.
I don't blame him.
But if he's not 100%, you couldn't tell it last night. He kept him. I think we kept him down to 12 carries, and he had 98 yards and 2 touchdowns. But showed the same burst and explosiveness that we expect out of him. I mean, they bottled him up a few times, but when he got loose, he really was really carved him up.
You didn't score as many points you've been averaging throughout the season, but you didn't expect that last night. But 38 points, that is so impressive. Talk about the running game last night against Pickens.
Yeah, that was the running game. I mean, we felt we could run against him, especially with with Tomlin coming back for the first time since the first quarter of the Cherokee Bluff game. Parker Carlton has been basically running one-legged for a few weeks. His injury was not. He seems to be at least close enough to 100%. He had over 100 total yards rushing and receiving was all screen passes. So, with your like run plays. So those two guys really helped carve up the defense. And then we got enough out of most of the passes that we got completed to Kemp and Cable were screens, and they made the most of it. We blocked them really well. They just, every time we tried to drop back, they would send 6 or 7, and and Alex just didn't have time to let the plays develop and to get the ball down the field. So like I said, we just took what they gave us, and that was screens and running right at them and letting the big guys up front do their job, and those 5 seniors up front, Miguel, Holloman, Ham, Weaver, and Hawthorne, they made some holes, and our guys hit them, and it's so we ended up last night with 183 yards rushing, 200 yards passing, and we only had people say, oh, they held you to 38 points. Well, we really, if you take out the last the last possession where you just ran the clock out with ran 2 plays to run the clock out. We only had the ball 7 times.
Wow.
And we scored 5 touchdowns and a field goal.
Wow.
We turned it over on downs once in their territory. So 38 points on 7 possessions is still pretty good.
Oh, absolutely.
This was so they forced us to run the ball, which shortened the game a little bit.
It was a statement game, Jody.
It was, and had Fox 5 there, so we brought home that we brought home that trophy last night.
Oh, cool.
that was a lot of fun.
In your face, man.
Yeah, we were in your face, and and I just cannot say enough about how well the defense played. We held them to, I think the final number was 124 yards rushing, and I said 30 of that was on an accidental fake punt.
How about that?
And 72 yards passing with 2 interceptions.
Wow.
Cole Lindley picked off a pass on their first possession, and Wade Haynes picked off another pass early in the second half, and almost got a third one.
That had to be just also demoralizing them missing the field goal, then having 2 interceptions for them.
It was. They really never.
Recovered.
They really never got going, and it was. They would have a few plays here and there, held them to 11 first downs.
Oh wow!
On the game, we had 21, and I think we had like 13 of those in the first half.
So you got this week off. So does that give a good time for you? Give me the philosophy of having the week off.
Well, it does, and I think physically we're in pretty good shape, other than the usual bumps and bruises. But playing 6 games in a row is a grind, and because we had a week 1 bye, which has its pros and cons.
Mm-hmm.
So 6 games in a row, I think gives our kids a chance for a bit of a mental reset. We can really do some self scouting, look at what what we've done well, what we haven't done well.
You can look at what GAC, your next opponent, has done against 2 really tough opponents you'll face later on the season, Dawson County and Lumpkin County.
Oh yeah, we'll be doing that too. So we'll have a whole, the coaches will have a whole week to studying that JAC film. Because, and this is, and we knew this was, we knew we had some really tough stretches, but right, and not to take away from the guys the teams we played already, but I think we knew coming into the season this 3-game stretch with Pickens, GAC, and Lumpkin back to back. It was going to define where we were in the playoffs.
Oh, sure, no doubt, man.
And so these were weighted a little more.
As I'm let you go, man. I know you got a lot to do. Enjoy your time, man. I appreciate you joining us this morning. So, how's the weather up there?
Oh,
it's
pretty nice. It's not too. It's not too good. It's very comfortable. It's probably. I haven't looked. It feels like it's about 65 right now.
Oh, cool.
60,
That's very good.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
All right, man. Enjoy yourself. We'll talk next time. We'll come in.
All right. Thank you, Mike.
Appreciate it very much. That's Jody Kinney, who's the head statistician for the North Hall football team, as they win last night by a final score of 38-0 over Pickens. They're 6-0 the season, and they're still undefeated in region play. They've got 4 more games left of the season. They'll be back in action on October the 10th as they go up against Greater Atlanta Christian and Norcross. We'll have them on the radio back on October 17th, I should say, on October 17th, as they play host to Lumpkin in their final home game of the regular season. We got much more for you coming up next here on the Saturday Morning Sports Show on 97.5 Glory FM.
Securities, no contract number 1. So give them a call or visit them online at emcc.com.
EMC Security, smart protection for a safer tomorrow.
Back to school shouldn't mean back to the doctor. Make sure you go to Riverside Pharmacy for all of your health needs. They have everything from hand sanitizers to all of the vitamins you'll need. But if your child does get sick, then the expert pharmacists at Riverside Pharmacy can get your family back to school by filling all of your prescriptions. They'll even deliver them in the Gainesville area. Riverside Pharmacy across the street from City Park, serving Gainesville for over 60 years.
97.5 Glory FM is your home team for North Georgia sports. Got one more high school football game to talk about from last night. We didn't have a final score because of the late night we had down at Cherokee Bluff with the Bears falling 28-24. But one game I love, crosstown matchup, Riverside Prep and Lakeview Academy last night. And joining us as head coach of the Lions, Lee Coleman. They win by a final of 27-6 last night. Hey, Lee.
How you doing, sir?
I'm blessed, sir. How about you?
I'm blessed as well.
So last night, you and I were talking about, if you didn't turn the ball over, you had a chance to win the ball game last night.
That is correct. Our first 3 possessions of the football, we scored touchdowns on. And I was proud of the way our offensive line played the ball, played. Our quarterback played well, running backs played well, receivers played well. We just had a really good day offensively, especially in the first half.
How about defensively?
Defensively, we tackled the football. The quarterback is such a dynamic player, and we did a good job corralling and getting pressure on him, putting pressure on him to force sacks and getting him out of pocket to get him a little frustrated.
So I know he's got a couple of really good receivers too, Lee.
That he has, that Riverside does?
Yes.
Yes, they got a kid, man. The kid that was the best player at West Hall last year that left after the semester. Don't know why. Went back. He was from Philadelphia, then came back, and he's at Riverside. And our guys did a great job. Man, I had a young guy in Makai Birch who accepted the challenge of I'm guarding him, and I'm going to do my best against him. And we limited him. He actually scored a touchdown at the very end of the game. Last play of the game, he scored. But we had our young guys in. But we did a great job all night understanding the situation, understanding the awareness, and having eyes on the receivers.
So I bet your offense, how effective was the running game last night?
Oh, the running game was really good last night. Kiari scored on the ground. Riker Cola scored twice on the ground. And then Makai ended up scoring, but it was a slant. With the running game, we did a great job running. The only lull we had was we was in the red zone twice in the third quarter. We didn't put points on. And could have been a little bit of play calling, but I challenged our O-line, and that next drive we had, they did a great job was just pushing it. And us being able to run the ball consistently was a great job for us last night.
Well, I want to talk to you just for a moment here this morning before we get ready for next week's game, because we'll be with you at Lakeview next Friday night. Tell everybody about the game with Bethlehem Christian.
Bethlehem Christian, like I told my guys last night, we've never beat them in the history of our program. And last year we felt like we had a great chance, and situationally we just let it. We didn't make it happen at their place last year. So this year, man, it means a lot for us. We finally played another good game of football, and that matchup is going to be great at our place. It's our homecoming. We don't ever want to play Bethlehem Christian, the team we haven't beat ever for homecoming, but the way our schedule aligned, that's what we had to do. But trying to get our guys mentally prepared to understand that we are a better team than a 3-3 team. However, we still got to. It's our time to show the world. We got to go practice. We got to do everything right with all the distractions throughout the week of homecoming. We have to be prepared and locked in every day for every facet of the schoolwork, the weight room, practice, and everything. We got to win each day before we win on Friday.
The one thing, too, last night, you know how disciplined that Coach Lee's team is at Riverside. So that's got to get you ready for next week.
Oh, for sure. Coach Lee does a great job. When you watch those guys, like I said, they're much better than they were in the past. And Coach Lee and I shared that moment before the game and during halftime. And he told me, he said, Coach, obviously we needed help from you because you've been giving other teams help, but you didn't help us last night, and that was the difference. You didn't help us. Your team played like I thought they could on film after watching film.
Mm-hmm.
And we played fundamentally. The only mistakes we really made, one of the few mistakes, like early in the game, we had 2 offsides penalties to give them a first down. And that took another 3 minutes off the clock because Coach Lee does a great job officialing with the ball and controlling the clock. And so we played discipline outside of that moment. And going into Bethlehem Christian with Coach Rod, he does a great job with his staff and their team, and they've been well organized. I mean, the region champs the past 2 years, so this is a great opportunity for us to show that we're making the right steps and the strides, even though the first half of the season is done. The second half is a new part of our season.
Oh, absolutely. So, Lee, we'll see you Friday night, okay? Have a great week. We'll see you then.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it very much. Lakeview Academy winning last night over Riverside Prep in that crosstown matchup in the GIAA 27-6, and we'll have Lakeview Academy on the air next Friday night here on 97.5 Glory FM with Friday Night Football in North Georgia as they take on Bethlehem Christian. We'll kick things off at 7:05, the Long Street Cafe pregame show. 7:30 to kick off the game from Lakeview Academy as they take on Bethlehem Christian in the GIAA. Coming up next, we'll talk to Harper LaBelle. He's down at Cherokee Bluff with some baseball going today. We'll talk a little bit about the NFL and a little college football also coming up next here on the Saturday Morning Sports Show on 97.5 Glory FM.
Summer heat is here in North Georgia, and Conditioned Air Systems is here for you. With 24/7 service for your air conditioning and plumbing repair needs, we will keep you cool, comfortable, and dry all summer long. Our family and team have been delivering reliable, quality service for HVAC and plumbing when you need it for over 45 years. Give Conditioned Air Systems a call at 1-800-AC-REPAIR.
Injuries are never planned and often happen after hours or over the weekend. That's why NGPG Orthopedic and Sports Medicine offers the Black and Blue Walk-In Clinic for injured athletes every Monday morning in their offices in Gainesville, Brazelton, Buford, Houston, and Jefferson. No need to call. Just walk right in between 8:30 and 11:30 on Monday mornings. And one of their sports medicine and orthopedic doctors will be there to help identify, treat, and care for your injury. To learn more, you may visit ngpg.org/black and blue.
And final quarter of the game coming up this morning here on 97.5 Glory FM. We'll talk about the game here on the Saturday Morning Sports Show. Let's go down to Cherokee Bluff where we were at last night. And Harper LaBelle's back again down there. Hey, Harper.
No rest for the weary, right, Mike? You got to get right back to work and be a dad and watch your kids play. And I'm not alone, though. This parking lot is full here at the baseball center where there's a 15U baseball game, and then the girls softball, they're playing region stuff. Over at the football field where we were last night, there's a bunch of youth football and train horns, whistles, and band sound coming from every time they score. So it's pretty cool.
Oh, that's what nothing like it. They're living the life there, and the dad's there watching his son play baseball this morning. But get a lot of football we can talk about too. Tell you what, last night was about as fun as you can get. You know.
What a great game. You know, it really was. Right down to the wire, it was tied at half, and then the second half obviously kicks in, and just a excellent effort there by Coney to, fight and do everything they needed to, and Cherokee Bluff needed about 7 more seconds, Mike. I think that's basically what they needed. They needed one more play, but, it was a great game, and no hard feelings. It's going to be a tough region to win anyways. They know that, and just keep winning, playing well, and you're going to have a chance.
Oh, no doubt about it. So, talking about first off, college football day. State has
great. What a great day, right?
Oh yes. Go ahead. So,
all kinds of super games.
State has the day off. Of course, you got some big games taking place. Texas at Wake Forest. Georgia's got Alabama tonight. You got dog in the hunt tonight?
Well, I don't know how many TVs I'm going to need, Mike. That's the thing. Especially Ohio State going to Washington, Penn State hosting Oregon. That's going to be a huge game right now because I don't know how good Penn State is. I just don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm told how good they are, but are they going to be good against a top 5, 6 team in Oregon? Like I said, Ohio State going to Washington. That's another good one. SC is at Illinois. LSU and Ole Miss, the winner of that game, if Ole Miss wins, they're 3-0 in the conference very early into this thing. That's that'll be a surprise, and they'll move up into the top 10. So a lot of reasons to keep your eye on the TV or near your phone, and then obviously tonight, I don't know if it's getting the national recognition it used to. If Nick were playing with Kirby and whatever, but Bama and Georgia, are you kidding me? What a great day for sports. Goodness gracious.
It's almost like people are saying Georgia's going to win tonight because Nick's not there coaching the Crimson Tide anymore. It's amazing.
Well, I know, Mike, any Bulldog fan will say, I don't care. I don't care or not. If we get a win against Alabama, especially with the way things have been the last decade, yes, I'll take it.
Absolutely, every day. All right, so tell me about the Atlanta Falcons tomorrow. They take on the Washington Commanders. They got their former coach, Dan Quinn, got the former quarterback in Marcus Mariota, and you go, okay, this looks like it's a setup game for you. But last week, Parker, honestly, was probably the worst game they played since Mike Smith.
Oh, my gosh, yeah, I know. What a buzzkill, right, Mike? We were talking about all these great things to watch, and then you really want to talk about what Atlanta and the egg they laid last week. It's real tough to talk about. But, the good news, if you're a Falcon fan, is on the injury front, your starting quarterback, your starting receiver, and a backup running back are all out for the Commanders. So it should make it easier. However, the backup is a quarterback that couldn't be more motivated to want to beat you and do so in your own building where, let's be honest, Mike, that was a very, very strange departure. I said on air, at one point, I don't know how Marcus Mariota is going to keep his job. Not just here in Atlanta. Who's going to want him because he literally left the building just because he was demoted? I didn't understand that at all. But evidently there was more to it than I know. And the discrepancy between him and Coach Smith and, everything else was basically, please go. Right? Otherwise, nobody said anything about that publicly. I didn't see anything in the press. Like, what the heck? But you don't ever quit on a team. You don't, unless you're invited to leave the building. So I don't know enough about it, but but we've got some injuries too, Mike. A.J. Terrell's out. Nathan Carter, at running back. Kadero Hodge. So we've got some dings and bruises as well.
All right, so do you look at the effort last Sunday? Is okay. What in the world happened? You go from beating Minnesota, and you come back and just do nothing against the Carolina team you should have beaten. Then now, okay, you see this game here, and you know how the fan base is going to be. And it's okay if Marcus Mariota beats you, then you got problems.
Sure. And the Boo Birds come out, and guess what? You got the Bills next week. So what the heck? You don't have enough games to give one away like that. That's my opinion.
Oh, sure.
I know in Jerry Glanville, we had a couple of times where we played, and Jerry just said, we're going to watch this film, and then we're going to burn it. We should burn it right in front of everybody, because I never want to see that type of effort again, and or lack thereof. And I don't know how the Falcons handled it, but it was bad. And I think the inner pride that every player has, there's some grit that you got to have to be there in the first place. Hopefully it shows, and they correct all of the mistakes, and there's a ton of them from last week that needed to be fixed. And if they can get just some of them taken care of and put some points on the board, and goodness gracious, I mean, getting a shutout in another team's building that you should have beaten and were favored to, just that was tough to take for everybody.
All right, so tell me, what's up with the kicking game right now? From Koo to Romo, now they've got somebody else waiting in the wings. Is okay. You better produce or else something's going to happen.
Yeah, right. And there's an all-pro who had a situation off the field during the off-season that, from a politically correctness, nobody wants to touch him. So I don't know, Mike. I wish I had an answer. I've never had to kick. I help them for my whole career playing, and I'll do whatever I can. But
from that standpoint, is Koo still the team even?
No, they waived him. They had to get rid of him in order to clear a roster spot for the guy to replace it.
Okay, that's what I was wondering. So that just tells you it's just how that one game just changed your whole career, and now Romo may be in the same situation.
Well, Mike, he missed a bunch in the preseason, and then last year he had some misses. So it's not one game specifically, in my opinion. I'm not arguing with you. I'm just saying there were other things, and maybe he was missing a bunch of practice too that we don't know about.
Sure.
So put it all together, and it's like, we're looking. Now, he wasn't the highest paid, but he was up there in terms of his salary cap number and all that kind of stuff. But now they're just looking for anybody, and if they're looking on the street, your demand in this game now, especially indoors, is you got to hit 4 out of 5.
Oh, sure.
You're going to be about 80% to be.
You better.
Yeah, if you're at 70, that means that you're losing a close game. And as close as the games have been this year, Mike, it's been amazing. I know there was a story after week 2 about the amount of close games that go down to the wire. And you had last week, 3 block kicks that changed the outcome? To where games in the last minute. I know you need to go, but
guess who just said hello to you?
Who's that?
Dave Cohen, listening to us this morning, and he said Kusan with the New York Giants.
Good for him.
Exactly.
They have a need too. It's just it's a rotating circle of maybe 25 guys that are really good, and there's 38 that are available, and there's 32 slots, so you just you plug and play. You find another guy.
What do you think about the deal with the coaching changes they've got? They fire your receivers coach. They bring Zach Robinson down from the booth down to the sidelines. Is that going to help?
I don't know enough about Ike Hilliard's situation to know if there's more to it than what we know. It made no sense to me when it first happened, Mike, and I go, why are they blaming him? Unless there's an incident or something else that had also occurred that kind of this is the straw that broke the camel's back.
Mm-hmm.
I wish Ike well. I know what a great player he was, both in college and in the pros, and I hope that he'll find another job. But the timing of that was very unusual for me. And moving Zach means I know if I'm a head coach, front office, general manager, player personnel director, I know there's a problem, and we're going to have to do something immediately to try to change. Maybe not necessarily fix it forever, but who knows? Maybe Zach on the field will be much better. And the next thing is, have someone else call the plays. I don't know. But
with your background, though, you know something's up. And it's okay. Is Raheem Morris right now on the chopping block?
Not yet. Pretty close, though. Here's what the business says. When you pack the stadium, and you haven't done that, and you can't win at home, and you haven't done that, there's some issues. Right? We need to win. It's a business of winning, and when Michael Penix doesn't hit guys that are open, that's a problem too. Right? Yes. So there's a lot of different things, when you don't protect him the way, so many holes in the boat that you can't fix all of them, but you're going to try, and maybe one way to get everybody in sync a little bit better is for Zach to be on the field talking to people in between series, like what Tom Moore used to do with Peyton Manning. Okay, I'm going to go talk to my quarterback, then I'm going to talk to the receivers, talk to the line, and then the running backs, just to do something to kind of shake everybody up and get us to score some more points.
Because you cannot hurt Michael Penix's confidence at all right now. I mean, he's your man, and you got to go and say, hey, you got to get better.
Well, from a fragility standpoint, you want it to improve because he's missing guys that he shouldn't be missing.
Sure.
That's week 1 of training camp errors that, and you're doing it week 3 or week 4. We don't want to see it tomorrow, obviously, but if we do, then there's something else where I'm not going to say he's in a slump, but you got to hit these guys. That's what you're paid to do, and you're good at it, so go be good.
All right, man. Have a great time, Dave. We'll see you on Friday, okay?
Will do. Thank you, Mike.
Appreciate it very much. Go there.
And so that is Harper LaBelle talking about NFL football, college football. He's got a full day with his son there down at Cherokee Bluff. Congratulations to him being a dad. This is 97.5 Glory FM. That's the Saturday Morning Sports Show.
97.5